The dehumidifier is full, which is no surprise considering how humid it is outside. I really need to set up a different dehumidifier. I don't like this one because when you take the bucket out, it turns back on. And you go to put the bucket back in and it hits the float, gets caught in the float, the compressor stalls out. It's very poor design. I have many other units now at this point which are superior. Just need to spend the time to clean them up and use those instead. But for now we'll keep going with this one. I just have to unplug it before I take the bucket out because the dial, I still can't find the dial. This is just overnight, it's already full. I did it before I went to sleep. The humidity is just out of control around here lately. Feels like Florida. On the other side we have this Edison 25, and that's keeping it down at 34%. That's almost full. I'll go ahead and empty this one as well. Let it drip for a minute and then we'll take the bucket out. Use this all night. We're gonna go ahead and cut it off now. It kept it down at 69 degrees, over 53%, which is kind of damp. And this is the effects of using a machine that's larger or that has a capacity too high for the space. Normally I put a fan over here in the doorway and push the air out all night, but I forgot to turn it on, so that's why it got humid in here. In comparison, this room, which had no air conditioner running, is 48%. Not a huge difference, but it's something. So let that blow the moisture out of the room and let it get absorbed by the rest of the house. And then for now, since I'll be working in here, I'll turn this on. See what the voltage is now. Last night it was down to 106 in some spots, 119 right now. Has such a good startup sound to it. I'm going to go to continuous because I don't want it to satisfy constant dehumidification today. It's exactly 76.6 degrees both in and out, but outside it's 99% humidity and inside it's only 49. was testing this yesterday. This is kind of messed up here, but added about 3 pounds, jeez, 3 ounces of gas to this because it was icing up before pretty bad. So I added about 3 ounces of gas, and I think it needs a little bit more. It's now not icing up at all, but it's not getting cold quite all the way through, so maybe another half an ounce or an ounce. And it only takes, I think it only calls for 8 in total, so it's very, very small increments that you need to work with when you're fixing stuff like this. I want to fix myself some lunch before we get going with the day. What I can start with in here is I can empty the dishwasher and then refill it, and then we'll have to wait until later for the towels to be cleaned to wash off the counters. And I need to wash off part of the floor because something I guess must have spilled over there during the party. That didn't clean up too well. I have to wash that manually. This looks okay. This is soaked. It's not drying out because it's too humid. I have to leave this out there a little while. Put that away in the place later. We're gonna make lunch now. I've got a bunch of things here that are all left over from the party. We've got some corn, which hopefully this is still good. Yep, it's still good. So we got that. I got 2 pieces of pizza. This is buffalo chicken pizza from a restaurant over in New Jersey. The counter here is disgusting. I gotta clean that up. Which I picked up yesterday when I was over there. And I got a hot dog and I got a hamburger. And we're gonna have all that for lunch. Use up these leftovers. So we're gonna start by heating up the pizza in the toast oven here, which I use almost exclusively. I hardly ever use this larger oven. This heats up faster, and it's just, to me, it's easier to use. So we'll go to like 200 maybe, let that warm up. And we're gonna need to get some water boiled here for the corn. And the corn is already, no, actually the corn is not cooked, so we can just cook it right here. The other pieces of corn are already cooked. I'm going to fill this up about 1 inch of water. Get that going. I'm going to turn the exhaust fan on to get all that steam out of here. Now for the hot dog and the hamburger, it looks terrible, but it's fine. We're gonna cook the actual, we're gonna cook the meat, or whatever the heck that even is, first. And then we'll warm up the bread afterwards. This is all kind of soggy and gross, so we have to toast that off to get rid of that. I don't know why this is getting all condensated like that. Maybe just because of the humidity. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Whatever. So I'll go peel this. Not super interesting. We're just going to take the husk off. Try to get as much of that stringy stuff off as possible. Now when that water comes up to boil, we just put this in there for like 50 seconds, turn it, and 50 seconds and it's done. The pizza's gonna take a few minutes. It's kind of late in the day already. It's almost 2 o'clock. I went to sleep fairly early last night. I went to sleep around 11, which for me is early. And I woke up at 7, which generally would be enough sleep. But I guess because of all the traveling I was doing last week, I went to the fan meet, the AC meet, all that stuff. I didn't get a lot of sleep last weekend. And I just couldn't catch up during the week because I had the party here on Thursday and then went back to New Jersey on Friday, and now today is Saturday. So when I woke up at 7, my throat was a little scratchy, so I says, nope, screw that, and went back to sleep. And I woke up at 12. I feel okay now. I don't feel tired at all. So I hope I was able to dodge that. But I guess that's just the effects of not getting enough sleep for a while. I'm going to plan that better next year. I had to do it that way for specific reasons. There's no way around it. But next year I'm going to plan it better and not do all these crazy trips. That came up a lot faster than I thought it would. Go up to high now. Let the steam out. And we just drop this in here and give it not even a minute just to cook. This is pretty much ready. This exhaust fan thing is great for days like today, because normally boiling water in the kitchen would skyrocket the humidity. It hasn't budged from 48, and it won't, because all that moisture is going outside now. You just look at the color of it. When the color becomes more vivid, then it's ready. That'll be another 50 seconds or so, and then that'll be done. That's it. It's done. I'm finna go eat my corn and my pizza, and then I'll come back and I'll show how we're gonna heat up the burger and the hot dog. Now we're gonna move on to the burger and the dog. I already put these in a piece of foil, so we can just slip this right in there. Put it on for a few minutes. We'll go back to about 250. And I just noticed that I had set this up, but I didn't shut it on, which is kind of dumb. It's been a few minutes now. We'll just turn this stuff over. It's still got a ways to go. It's not I don't ever put cheese on burgers. This was requested by other people. It's gonna get all stuck to the bottom, whatever. I don't really care. It's gonna take some time. It was in the fridge. This is ready first. That's still kind of cool. We need to warm up this now. This is done now. It's warm and all the moisture burned off, but it's not burnt yet. And that is ready. And this is actually still cool. You can see the cheese is now getting stuck, but that's got to sit in there for some more time still. And this thing has turned off. It should be, yeah, it's just about ready now. So we'll go ahead and heat up this bread. I'll put up a little bit higher just to toast that up now. We're going to call this done now, because I've got other things to do today and this is taking too long. That's good enough. This is not going to be as good as it was day one. These burgers actually came out really good. They're never as good reheated, but I don't waste food, so we're going to have it anyways. It won't be nasty, it just won't be as fresh as it was. It's 87 over 85 out. It's 76 over 55 in. The humidity's been slowly creeping up all morning. So I turned off the air conditioner and put this on instead. I don't know why the air conditioner is not keeping up, but usually you can keep it in the 40s with no problem. But today it's just not doing it. So I'll run this for the afternoon. I'm not going to be upstairs much this afternoon anyways. There's no point cooling it. I did put conditioner on in here though, because I do have to make some videos later today. This has already brought it down to 77 from 80. So I'll just cool this one room. That's all that's worth cooling today. And then, because I'm going to be working in the garage and working downstairs. Yesterday I turned on this Whirlpool air conditioner in the garage, not the big one, the small one, so 5K, and it looks like it's doing a good job. Let's go inside and see what it's doing. Wow, it's freezing in here. The windows is all fogged up. What do we got for temperature? Wow. 70 over 51. With 83 over 79 now. And this is just a little 6K. And this is a 500 square foot room. And it's working great. This is why I always say these little 5K, little 6K units, they go a lot further than a lot of people give credit for, depending on the situation. This is a low heat gaining room, and it's high humidity. So a smaller machine is the right fit. Now I'm going to be opening the door a lot, moving around here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the 14K as well. And a new 10 gauge extension for it temporarily. A lot of stuff in here right now. We gotta clean this up today. Not this particular fan, just the mess in general. Oh boy. Why is there water on the inside? I wonder if it was just a little bit too much water in there or something, because it's already dripping and I just turned it on. There's no way that it's pulling water that quick. Huh. It's never done that before. I'll have to keep an eye on that and see if that ever happens again. I'm not too worried about it. A couple drips on concrete, whatever. Now there's some water up there too, on the register. I wonder if that came in due to rain last night. Yeah, there's some drips on the filter. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look outside and see if there's all water up there. That might have come in from the rain. I think that would make the most sense. There's no water up there. And I suppose a lot of water would be coming down because all the water from the house would kind of come down and go here. There is some evidence right there that there was a lot of water. Well, this might be a problem. I didn't think about all the water coming down inside of the house. Might have to put like a couple beads of cloth on the top here so that the water can't go in here. This doesn't feel particularly wet. I would think that it would because it shouldn't have dried out yet. Well, I don't know. I gotta paint this too before it starts getting rotted. I don't know, I'll have to keep an eye on it. The machine's working great, even on high fan, it's already sweating back to the compressor. Perfect. I'm drenched in sweat. I was outside for not even 2 minutes. Even this window's fogging up. This is abysmal today. Look at the garage door windows, and those are insulated. Those are whatever double air gas, whatever the heck it is, double pane things. And then even that's sweating. Nice and cold now. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that water. That's kind of weird. It's definitely not wet on the top of the machine at all. There's a little bit of water right there, but that is probably sweat. Yeah, that's condensation. That's all the way across. Maybe it's just condensation. It's not outside water. That could very well be. Something rattles every now and again on this. Alright, well, this is working good. Very quiet machine. I like quiet machines. So, now we gotta deal with this disaster in here. So, what we need to do to start off is we got to regain some floor space. So I have a shelf in the other room that we're going to set up. We're going to put all these oscillating fans on there, and we're going to put these box fans on there, and there's one more over there we can put, and it'll give us some floor space back. Then when I can reach those big lights, I want to show a video on those, and I want to try to hang them on the ceiling there just for storage purposes. And then, because I gotta clear off all those pellets, move those pellets out. I want to take all the air conditioners from the other room, put them in here, and I gotta get a move on that because I've only got 2 weeks to get that done before the pellets come. Because this year pellets is going in the basement as opposed to in here, because it doesn't make any sense to put them in here. Alright, here's the shelf that we're going to use. This is just another one of those Amazon Basics shelves. I just realized that I need those little clip pieces, and I don't know where they are. Well, I'm going to have to do some searching before we get to this segment of the video. These are not the ones that came off of this shelf. These are the ones from the computer room shelf. But it's the same apparatus that'll work just fine. This shelf was over in the studio area where the telephone display is now. That's where this one came from. So we're going to put it up here. This is just going to be temporary. And then once I get all the air conditioners out of here and shift everything around, then we'll find permanent placement, and then the shelf can go away. Okay, so we'll put our circulating fans on the bottom because those are the most likely to tip off. I don't expect them to fall, but we'll just make it safer. Then we'll put box fan on the second rung and miscellaneous stuff on the third. Sanyo, made in Japan, top of the line quality. I think these are some of the best oscillating fans we ever saw. Absolutely top notch. Probably could fit one more, but at least now we know the height that the shelf needs to be for the box fans. So let's set up the second shelf, and we'll get the box fans on there. You recall those 3733s I purchased a couple days ago, and I said I'd be trading them for some vintage ones. Here's one of them. It's a mint 99 3733. This thing is practically brand new. Unbelievable condition. This 200 is another. It's still got one of the legs. It too is very low hour, very good condition. one more, something real thin on there. You don't have much space to work with at all. I don't think it's worth making a 3-inch shelf, so we'll just have this not go all the way to the top. That's fine. The next thing we're going to do is hang this on the wall. Finally got one of these, a Homar cooler, and this one has rich history behind it as well. This one I got at the fan meet this year, but it wasn't just something that somebody had brought. This was pulled from the building where the fan meet was hosted. It has been hosted for the last couple of years and likely will continue to be hosted. So that's really neat to own a piece of that building. So this is going to go on the wall over here with the rest of the window fans. I thought about putting it here because those two are extremely powerful as well, but that would require too much shifting around of everything on that wall. So we're going to put it here instead of this Galaxy unit here, because this doesn't really fit in with the rest of the units here. This is not period correct or form factor correct. So we're going to take this down and we're going to figure out how to hang the other one in its place. Now, I think I've got a good idea in mind. I have this bracket here, and if I lag this into the wall and then I put this 2x3 on top of it like this, I got a little shelf I could sit on, and I can secure the top right corner here just as an extra layer of safety. And I think that should work pretty good. So let's try to execute that. I have to temporarily get this lamp out of the way. And I'll have to measure how far down to put it. I'll set something like that. I think it's going to look really great there. So I guess we should lag the board to the bracket first, and it's got to sit about let's say a 1/4 inch in. We'll do that in the garage. It's much cooler in there. We're making progress. I've got about 1/3 of the garage back. There's some really cool stuff in here right now. Where are all the drill bits? They are the hiding. I think that 1-inch screws are these are 1.5. I think 1.5 should be sufficient. Where can I put the camera? So this will go on here. We want it to be like this. Okay, so now we'll go attach this to the wall. And I think that that's actually good enough. We can use the same screws into the wall. The fan is about this tall, so the bottom needs to start right around there. I opted to use 2-inch screws instead. A little more security. This is a heavy fan, although it kind of works out well because the heavy part is going to be by the wall, the motor. This first one's going to be a little tricky to get in. Oh wow, the screw heads are almost a little too small for this. Not good. I'm going to put a washer on there. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but the head almost goes right through. I don't know why that wasn't an issue with the other screws. Are they not the same size? That's weird, they're the same size heads. Maybe the holes aren't the same size. I don't know, I guess it... I'd rather put a washer. 3 washers. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Very awkward angle to work at. I can't get a good leverage on the drill here. Perfect. Not perfect. Excellent. That's very sturdy. Those are nice brackets. Alright, gotta get one more screw and then we're ready to put the fan up. Alright, so now what we'll do is we will screw in the top right mounting point to the wall directly. More so just as like a backup, because it is fine the way it is. But it'd be nice to have that there just in case it would pull forward for some reason, or if that frame broke. I don't know. I don't think that the frame will break, but around here, anything goes, or so it seems. There. Alright, I am quite happy with that. That's a much better fit. Period similar and form factor similar. That's really cool.